Thanks for joining me. The video we're looking at today is by another small channel based in Russia, and the channel is called Alone in Forest. This here is the video we're going to be looking at: shelter in forest, bushcraft, construction from start to finish. Hopefully it's going to be alright, because the thumbnail isn't giving anything away at all. Just a few random B-roll shots here, just establishing shots I guess, but I think he's trying to be arty. Definitely trying to be arty with the intro here. Yeah, like he's got quite a number of videos on his channel, and that intro just to me it looks like someone who's only just picked up a camera and they've just discovered they can do panning and trying to do these arty things for the sake of being arty. Yeah, I don't know if that was required. Hopefully this video speeds up a bit. No, I'm not a fan of the camera work. I think we can get motion sickness real quick watching this video. I'm being critical, like I did mention at the start, he's only a small channel, but only small in subscribers. Like, he's got quite a number of videos on the channel. He's been going for quite a number of years. So even though he's a small channel, I would expect he would have improved as you get. Like, when you first start out filming and that, you don't really know what you're doing unless you've had experience, and so you're constantly learning and evolving in your filmmaking and editing. I like the joinery. I've got to throw out some positive comments here. Oh, bit of a rapid cut there. I don't know if he watched that through after editing it. He is showing us a lot of shots. Like, he is giving us a different camera angle, so I appreciate that. Rather than, sometimes you watch a video and they just sit the camera on a tripod and film the entire thing from one location, one spot. They don't even zoom in and out, like crop in and out on the edit. So I appreciate the fact that he's changing the camera around like there, like transition to something else, show us tying it on. Now he's finished, he's raising it up. So I appreciate that. I don't know what sort of covering he's going to put on this, whether there's going to be a tarp or something, but whenever I see a ridgepole, I always like to see all those little pokies all taken off nice and smooth. That's just a personal thing. But then I'm using a tarp most of the time over the top of the shelter, and you don't want those little pokies sticking through your tarp and ruining your tarp and letting water through. So it just takes a couple more minutes just to tidy those poles up. I don't know, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know if he's going to use the tarp or not. But if you're doing something, even you show that establishing shot of, okay, I'm cutting this. You don't need to see the whole process of cutting it. You can then cut to the end of cutting it. He's done that, somewhat. I'm not being super critical of him, but there's definitely elements there where he's gone a bit long. And like some of these things with the lashing, he's going too long on it. People will scroll through on YouTube, and there's so many videos that they want to watch, and I'll do it. I'll open like multiple windows. I like that video, and then I'll go through and start watching them. And I mightn't have the time. I might only have half an hour or maybe an hour to watch videos, and I might have several hours worth of videos lined up. So how do you watch them all? The only way to watch them all is to skip through them. And if you skip through them, your video retention is down, like your view duration is down, so YouTube's not going to recommend your video as much, the lower that is. A lot of videos I'll be skipping through, but then you'll hit across a video like a Outdoor Boys video, and the storytelling is done in a way that it's constantly changing, so you want to be part of that adventure, and you'll watch, whereas you're watching someone put moss on a log, okay, you watch, like, they put enough on, like we've established he's putting moss on there, and then just jump to the end of it. It's trying to cut that down as much as you can. Like, he's been working on this wall now for, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen because I'm not really watching the time as I'm going, but yeah, like longer form videos, like when I'm talking longer form, I'm talking 15, 20 minute, 30 minute videos. They're becoming more popular again, but only if you can keep the viewer interested and tell a good story. Like, to make it long for the sake of making it long, that doesn't work. You need to make it long while showing things like this is good. Like breaks it up by. Oh, okay, I was going to say it makes it good by breaking it up to show cooking, but he showed like 3 seconds, not even 3 seconds of cooking. Why not show more? And then the whole bushcrafty thing has now just been thrown out by bringing in the power drills. And yeah, I'd say this video could have been 1/3 the length of what it is. I'm hoping he shows a bit more of that cooking, because that was good that he's breaking it up. Do the work. Okay, I'm tired from working, I need a break, I'm gonna cook a meal. But he showed us like a couple of seconds of putting a bit of meat on a fire, and that was it. He didn't show us building the fire, lighting the fire, putting the grill on the fire, all that little sub-story he could have showed us. And you really want to round those ends off on those vertical rails that he's got there, the posts. Or use some of that moss and really stick that along the top there, so you're not risking getting holes in your tarp. Cleaning up that pole, like the amount of time he just spent, like the video time cleaning up the pole. Like, it's obviously you got to spend the time to do it in real life, but you don't have to show it. Don't know if he's just got a little headlamp or something, but can't really see much. And that's it. So that's his most viewed video, and it's had quite a few views, but it could have been done so much better. Like, we saw one scene in there which lasted for like 2-3 seconds of him putting I don't know, it looks like a pork on a grill, and it was just like an afterthought. I threw it on, that was it. We never saw it again. Like, I would have liked to have seen that fireplace be built. I would have liked the grill put on it. I would have liked to see the fire lit, and then the meat put on, and show it cooking, like stages of cooking, and then show him sitting down and eating it. Like, that's a story on its own right there. It's like, but to just throw in one random clip of putting a steak on a fire and never show it again, what's the point of it? It doesn't serve any point at all in the video. It was an opportunity. He could have shortened the build up by cutting out a lot of that long sequences that he showed of putting moss on the walls and things. And he could have showed a little sub-story of getting that fire going and cooking that meal, sitting back and eating the meal and having a couple of bites of it, and then back to the build just to break it up. But to break it up with just one little clip, one scene, like 1 3-second, 2-second bit of putting that meat on the fire and never showing it again. Why? I just, yeah. What I will say is that I appreciated that he did change the camera angle and tried different things. He tried that POV view of like having the camera strapped to him looking down, and it didn't really work. I would have just preferred a couple of close-up shots on a tripod. The ending left me unfulfilled. We didn't get to see really the outside of the shelter. We saw a little bit, but couldn't really see much. The whole thing was building the shelter from start to finish, but when it got finished, we didn't really get to see it finished. The intro, the start of it, it's just these random sort of panning shots and then doing this. Why? Like, we can see trees, we don't need to spin around, and then he's sitting down having a brew. That brew bit, that he could have left that out or put it in later on. That would have made more sense, to have a couple of establishing shots of the forest, or the location he was at, him walking up and then starting to cut it, pieces of wood, and start on the shelter. Then he could have sat down and made himself a brew just to relax, and just after cutting down the first lot of trees, just say, okay, I need a break, have a few drinks, and then boom, back into the build. And then build some more, get some more framing on, whatever it may be, and then build a fireplace, get your fire going, cook your meal, sit back, have a few bites of that, boom, back into the build again, just to break it up. People that are making videos have been going for quite a while. I love that, because they share the same passion that I have in filmmaking and being creative, especially when they're a small channel. When you see some channels and they'll start, and within a few months they've got hundreds of thousands of subscribers and they're getting lots and lots of views. It's real easy to keep going when you're getting that sort of result. But when you're not getting that result and you're a small channel and you've been slaving away for years and you're making these videos and you're constantly going, and you keep going, you don't quit, you don't give up, to me that shows, one, you've got determination, but two, you love what you're doing. And if you love what you're doing, then you want to improve at it. Or for me, if I love something, that I really love doing it, I want to be constantly looking, how can I make it better, how can I improve? And the fact that this guy's got a lot of videos on his channel, or quite a number of videos on his channel, even though he's a small creator, I think he could be better. So yeah, I was a little bit let down. As always, I'll put a link to that video in the video description. You can go check the full thing out, and yeah, also check out the other videos on his channel. Anyway, I've drained my coffee, so it's time for me to go get some food and throw it down my neck. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you know, help me out and show your support, and hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment if you know any videos or channels you think I should look at, you think I'd enjoy. Put them in the comments, and yeah, let me know what you think. And until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy. All right.